every year, I do a blog post about music, and I write about what I found, and what I liked and what I didn't like, and what I will continue to like in the future. And I write an accompanying essay. It's usually really short, 500 words or so, about the year. And that's basically what I'm going to speak about today. So, pardon me while I calm my nerves. This goes out to Occupy Wall Street. It goes out to the Arab Spring. It goes out to even the Tea Party, as much as some people don't like that. It goes out to anyone, anywhere, protesting the status quo. Because, to me, the world has always seemed more friendly when it's protesting. Like the calm and quiet of peaceful times made it too difficult to tell who was doing the glad-handing and the backstabbing. The only thing your average Joe knows at such a static time is that he's not the one getting the reach around. And while he knows who is, he's not going to admit such a farce in his perception. Far be it from him to admit that the functionality of a power structure depends even upon the knowledge of how to give reach arounds. So instead, his music will bring him to life. See, the politics of rock and roll, the punk in him, the attitude, is that there are a million ways of waltzing through youth. And the civil disregard for the future, for some forethought of recompense, is a triviality. But the punk begrudges those years and refuses to give them up for some piss-hole juggernaut whose dick has become a law book, and chooses instead to congregate effusively amidst 1,000 other lost brethren in some concert hall outside his town, looking like anthropomorphizing pistons, pogoing collectively, and with each up and down jump, identifying the message of all voluntary associations, that it's better and worth it to spend the hours enlightening others to their possibilities, instead of merely sprawling in the muck, yodeling about what a drag everything is. So, as long as it goes, as long as my thoughts concatenate around this oneric existence, I will exclaim the truth with these words. I find that as humans we evolved the language of speech to make up for the deficiencies of the language of bodies. And when that was not enough, we developed the language of writing to make precise the ambiguities and ambivalences of the sounds that we utter. Yet we have not achieved the language of souls. The closest thing we have to a universal language of the soul is music, and unfortunately for me then, I'm not a musician. I'm a writer. These words are all that I have. But with them I would rather write to those who seek disquiet, who fathom words to dance to, than for those who cloister in a closet to read their tomes in peace until the earth's daily pirouetting comes to a final stop. I would do all this to engage in the dialogue, to enlighten, to be a prism to another's light, to turn all of us into a spectrum of colors. You see, everybody wants to proclaim their vision of truth, their way of reality. Even I do. Few want to expend the energy to announce that we are all equals of opinion. We have standards of right and wrong, yes, but can we have a standard of good and bad? And even if we could, on what basis would we herald our opinion as supreme? Consensus? Vociferousness? Passion? Violence? No. The world is much better off if we accepted the truth that we are together the same, you and I, on this plane. And yet to me, rock and roll has always been something of a conviction. And as long as I've felt it, I've known I had no choice to carry out the practice myself. And so I do, because, yes, there is something inherent in it. It's wild and raw and all this. Thank you.